Hello everyone, Kevin again, and just if you saw my other video, I did a reaction to the New Sussex review of uh the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, directed by Sam Raimi. This time we're gonna do, react to his review of the sequel. Now, I heard though I'm not sure what to expect in this video. I really liked the first review; it was really funny, and um. let's see what happens. And my thoughts on Spider-Man 2 personally, I think it's a really great movie, actually. It's probably one of the best comic movies next to either Infinity War or the first Avengers movie. I think that's the one I'm trying to, uh, those are a few lists. It really shows the dilemma of the struggle. It really shows the dilemma and struggle of Peter Parker. Just like with, the Marvel Studios, the Tom Holland Spider-Man. And, you know, it's gonna be a really fun video to see him joking his way through this movie. So let's begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hopefully there won't be any ads this time.
Movies need to have a darker sense of humour. So here we are, Spider-Man 2, and as far as superhero films go, I gotta say, this may very well be up there with the likes of The Dark Knight. Because if The Dark Knight is a definitive dark-hearted superhero movie, then Spider-Man 2 is a definitive light-hearted one. Sure, this film has its emotional and hard-hitting scenes, but let's be honest, as good as this movie is, it is incredibly stupid. But that's why I love it so much, because what we're about to take a look at is a film that, despite being so goofy, impressed critics across the board, which makes a refreshing change of pace given how snooty some of them can be these days. And critics didn't just like this movie, they loved it. I mean, take a look at what Roger Ebert said, for example.
Spider-Man 2 opens next Wednesday, or actually Tuesday at midnight, and I think it may be the best superhero movie I have ever seen.
Yeah, it's a great movie, yeah.
Wow.
I love the Raimi movies.
This is 2004, so this is before a lot of other great superhero films, but
like the Tom Holland.
That's still a pretty bold statement to make, because what he essentially said was that Spider-Man 2 is a better film than Superman the movie and Tim Burton's Batman. Was he right in saying it? Well, let's find out. This is Spider-Man 2.
Alright, let's begin. I'm excited to get to this.
Okay, so we meet up with Peter as he's now working a dead-end job delivering pizzas for his impatient boss. And sadly, he narrowly misses him. I know, I love meaningless violence too. Well anyway, Mr. Aziz here threatens to fire him unless he gets his next delivery done on time.
This is your last chance. You have to go 42 blocks in 7.5 minutes, or your ass is fired.
Oh yeah, this guy, the...
Go!
What's with the way he said that?
Go!
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 Go! Okay, this guy's clearly in the wrong business. I'm just imagining him appearing in all manner of racing games.
That would be awesome if he goes in the new Mario Kart.
Hey, you guys. No playing in the streets.
Yes, Mr. Spider-Man.
Am I the only one who's freaked out by those two?
Yes, Mr. Spider-Man.
You're making it creepy for me.
Please continue.
Yeah.
You're late.
Chewing gum whilst on duty, eh? I hope you brought enough for everybody.
I'm not paying for those.
Boy, is he strict.
Peter is fired, so in order to make up his lost cash, he decides to pay the Bugle a visit so he can sell more pictures of Spider-Man. Hey Peter, sell this one. Sure, your reputation will be damaged, but you'd make a mint.
What the heck?
I pay you because for some reason that psycho Spider-Man will pose for you.
Spider-Man won't let me take any more pictures. You've turned the whole city against him.
I'm very proud of.
Question. Why doesn't Peter just go to another newspaper? Not all of them will share Jameson's view on Spider-Man. A more national paper will probably pay more for the pictures anyway.
New York Times.
Seriously, Peter should be like, Hey, fuckface, write a positive article about Spider-Man or I'm going to the New York Times. And then Jameson will have to say...
I'll give you 150.
And then Peter can take further advantage by saying, and I want a pay rise, and I'm charging $1,000 for each image.
That's outrageous.
That's business, bitch. You see? Peter's financial worries will be solved.
Okay. Like I said in his Iron Man review, I just love when he does that green screening. I think this is the first video where he started using his green screen skits. That was hysterical. That was quite funny. Okay, I'm sorry if I point that out in my Iron Man video. Let's
just like that. And it's made worse because that's one of the major themes of the movie. Throughout the entire film, Peter has little to no money. With a little negotiation, he'd be rich off his ass. Thank you, sack of shit. But hey, what's a Spider-Man movie without long, awkward conversations with MJ?
Oh boy, yeah. What?
Oh, yeah.
Nothing.
Peter, will you stop fucking around and just say you love this woman? Look, I get it, you don't want to be with her as you believe she'll then be in danger. But she was in danger a grand total of 4 times in the previous movie, and none of which were attributed to the two of you being in love. But it's still the
selfless thing to do.
Actually, it doesn't matter if you're in love with her. By all logic, simply knowing her will put her in danger. The only way to guarantee her safety is to say goodbye once and for all. And you're clearly not up for that. So I say just have the sex.
I don't think intercourse is the logical alternative behind this dude.
Okay, repeat after me, Peter. I love you.
I saw your billboard on Bleecker.
Isn't it funny? I'm really kind of embarrassed.
Don't be. It's nice. I get to see you every day now.
No, that was awful. Just say the 3 magic words.
I liked seeing you tonight, Peter.
Okay, let's start off slow.
I
love you.
Was wondering if you're still in the village.
So yeah, Peter acts like a pussy as MJ responds by saying she's now seeing someone else. In other words, she's emotionally blackmailing Peter to make a move on her by treating her new boyfriend as a means to an end. Bitch. So Peter heads home and runs into his rather stereotypical Eastern European landlord.
Sorry, doesn't pay the rent. And don't try to sneak past me. I have ears like a cat and eyes like a rodent.
Okay, how did that look on his face not turn into some kind of meme? It's too good. It's the face he'll pull for any occasion. Like for his passport photo, or his inevitable Oscar acceptance speech, or his meetup with the fellow leaders of the world. Fellow photoshoppers, I've set you a challenge. So the following day, Harry introduces Peter to Otto, Sirius, and his wife Rosie. Turns out Harry is funding Otto toward an experiment on fusion.
An exponential increase in energy output.
A huge amount of energy. Like a perpetual sun providing renewable power for the whole world.
Are you sure you could stabilize the fusion reaction?
Well, let's see. I share the same name of an old comic book villain. Thermonuclear fusion isn't likely to be perfected for another 17 years. And since I'm happily married, I've got a lot to lose. So, yeah, nothing to worry about. I'm gonna die.
Peter, tell us about yourself. Do you have a girlfriend?
Does his right hand count?
If you want to get a woman to fall in love with you, feed her poetry.
Poetry?
Never fails.
Tall and slender.
Okay, this is what I don't get about this movie. Peter established he's not going to date MJ because he's Spider-Man. Then why is he still trying to impress her? All he's doing is confusing the hell out of her. Well, okay, she's a bit of a dingbat anyway, considering she hasn't worked out Peter is actually Spider-Man. Hell, she recognises his kiss at the end of the first movie. And even if she shrugged that off, how does she not recognise his voice? Tobey Maguire has a pretty distinctive one. I've not heard of anyone else who sounds even remotely like him. She's been given so many clues, I actually refuse to believe she doesn't know. Yes, I believe MJ, at this point in time, knows Peter is Spider-Man. and that she is a cold, heartless bitch who enjoys fucking around with Peter to see what lengths he'll go to
Well, in
impress
this movie,
her.
she's a little bit of a jerk, but not as much as the
Man,
third.
this review's getting dark.
Yeah.
I need something awesome to counterbalance it.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, I come to see the show.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading but two things right now. Jack and shit. Jack left town.
He's getting away. It's game match.
Thank you, Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
So Peter misses
Thank
MJ's
you, Bruce
plane,
Campbell,
finds
for
out
your
that he
guide.
can't use his spider web, so he begrudgingly takes the lift.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, he was on Lab Rats, actually.
Thanks.
Look, I've said before, people will recognize your voice. Change it a little or something. Better yet, change your personality completely. Then no one will second guess that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Cool Spidey outfit.
It's not for sale, cockbag.
Where'd you get it?
From your mama's wardrobe.
Looks uncomfortable.
Did you just fucking look at my junk? Do that again and I'll shove a spiderweb up your dickhole. Fuckhead. So on the following day, Peter arrives to Octavius' fusion demonstration as Otto shows off his
Mechanical
metal arm thingies. Tell you what, I'll give him names. Nitwit, Blubber, Oddman, and Twig. Twig's my favourite.
Yeah, me too.
Precious tritium is the fuel that makes this project go. There's only 25 pounds of it on the whole planet.
Well, wait a minute. If there's so little of it, why does anyone see this as a good investment? Won't you quickly run out and be out of business?
Well...
Yeah. Harry, what a tritium? How much energy did it produce? About 2 seconds worth. Yeah.
Well, probably they didn't want to
spent millions
invest
of
that.
dollars on that.
Probably scientists
Don't you
didn't
feel
want
like
to
a
invest
right twat? Seriously, what Otto am I watching here? Otto Octavius or...
What? What's going on?
The bomb would explain a lot.
Doctor, we have a successful fusion reaction.
Okay, I'm no fusion expert, but from what I found out, fusion basically involves sticking two hydrogen nuclei together. But in order to do that, the temperature needs to be about 100 million degrees. To illustrate my problem, let's have a look at the demonstration's audience.
Yep.
See what I mean?
Good grammar and spelling are important. But if you want to write essays that inspire...
nuclear fusion
But here's a
reaction.
shock. The experiment goes wrong as the reactor starts attracting all metallic objects towards it, including glass for some reason.
Maybe it's metal glass, but... That's a great shot, though.
Yes, instead of trying to cover your face or seek cover when sharp shards of glass are hurtling towards you, instead, make this face. So Otto was taken to the hospital, and whilst his next scene is great, take into account that kids...
No. It's this creepy scene, isn't it? Oh no. I should have told this channel I'm not a fan of scary movies or something like that. Let's just do it. Let's just do it.
It's what big Spider-Man fans will be watching this. You enjoying the movie so far, son? Yeah, Dad.
What am I watching? Is this supposed to be a scary movie?
Great. Seriously, you can tell this is Sam Raimi applying what he did so well in the Evil Dead trilogy.
Thankfully, I haven't seen those
It
movies.
feels so out of place in a Spider-Man movie.
Exactly,
For a
yeah.
PG, this scene is scary as fuck.
heck, yeah.
The way the arms move so quickly like snakes seeking their prey, the convincing screams of terror from the doctors, the total lack of music which gives the scene a real creepy, silent tone. If I watched this at the age of 8 or something, it'd probably give me nightmares.
Ain't it
But
scary?
then again, it's kind of ruined at the end by this.
Really?
Almost gets to the docks as the Bugle thinks of a name for this new villain.
Crazy scientist turns himself into some kind of a monster. 4
Mechanical
mechanical arms
arms
welded right
welded
onto his body. Guy named Otto Octavius winds up with 8 limbs. What are the odds?
It's almost like he's from a comic book.
Wait, I got it. Dr. Octopus.
But I like it.
Of course you do.
Oh yeah, that
Dr.
series better.
Octopus.
I like how he
New villain
appears
in
in
town.
these movies.
Doc Ock.
And if ever a Pawn parody was made, the character's name writes itself. But given the tentacles, it'd probably be a Japanese production. One fucked up Japanese production. So Jameson is short of a photographer, so he hires Peter to attend a celebration for his son, who is an astronaut.
But could you pay me in advance?
Oh, this laugh. That would be the iconic laugh for the internet.
Okay, that's the best laugh I've ever heard. Ever.
Yeah.
Seriously, if there's something either too stupid or too cheesy in an upcoming movie I review, I'm using that clip.
Yes, please use it. No. No.
Love you.
You serious?
So later that day, Peter and Aunt May go to the bank in hopes of acquiring a loan. It doesn't go well. But out of nowhere, Otto shows up and starts robbing the bank in the most subtle manner you can think of.
Put your arms up! All of them!
Look at the distance he got on that one!
Come on! Woo!
So Peter suits up as they take the fight outside, but Aunt May gets captured and is hanging on for dear life.
Yeah. People say Toby should joke more. Even though he joked appropriately.
You're welcome.
And that's just basic wavy guy maintenance, right? Next up, Carvana.
Oh boy.
Carvana just doesn't...
So, yeah, later that night the party is underway as Jameson's son is announced to the crowd.
The committee for the Science Library of New York is pleased to present our guest of honor. He's the first man to play football on the moon.
You do realize a man hasn't been on the moon since 1972, right? I don't think any American president would fund a trip there so some guy can play football.
I mean, this is a comic book world, so I guess
maybe this guy.
That's counterfeited.
Actually, this movie was made when he was in power, so yeah, actually, so it makes a lot of sense. But it turns out the guy that MJ was seeing is his astronaut as he announces their engagement. So Peter goes to her in an attempt to reconcile. He fails.
It's too painful.
I've been reading poetry lately.
Whatever that means.
I feel so bad for Peter in this
He
movie.
gazed upon her. Day by day, he sighed with passion.
Day by day, he remained a virgin. And quite understandably so.
By the way, John has seen my show 5 times. Harry has seen it twice. Aunt May has seen it. My sick mother got out of bed to see it.
Even I fucking saw it.
What Mr. Moncrief said. His voice alone inspires one with absolute credulity.
Boo! Get your tits out! I was arrested.
That clip. this clip. That clip. This clip.
Get your tits out!
That clip. That was another. I've already been laughing throughout this whole review. I'm sorry. Let's continue.
I was arrested, but I was there for her.
I'm
so
sorry.
a doctor, who I swear is a hippie by night, judging by his shirt, helps Peter to understand that maybe his time as Spider-Man is up as he continues to lose his powers. And after we see Peter talking to Uncle Ben,
Yeah,
How
this
he's
scene was
able to
pretty
do that,
sad.
I have no idea. Peter's like, fuck responsibility, and walks merrily down the street to raindrops keep
Raindrops
falling
falling
on my head.
This scene is
Wait,
hilarious. On the job, go. Raindrops are falling on my head. They keep falling.
What's with this cheesy montage?
It's a good
And
type
why
of
this
cheesy, though.
song? Butch Cassidy much? I mean, okay, this is to accentuate Peter's carefree mood, but this scene is so cheesy because of it. Just go all the way and have Peter sing along himself. Maybe even with his own made-up lyrics.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
After dreaming about MJ, I found Webb on my bed.
1, 2, 3 electron volts.
Look, there's only one way to finish this scene.
How?
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Wait, it's a piano, now you're fucking dead. So, yeah, we cut to Harry still obsessing over Spider-Man when he feels an unusual tremor.
Hello, Harry.
Kill Spider-Man. I'll give you all the tritium you need. On second thought, bring him to me. Alive.
How do I find him?
Otto, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, why would you make a deal?
Don't
Why
make a
can't you
deal
just
with it.
get
Just say,
How's
give me
he
the
talking?
tritium or I'll rip your fucking balls off.
Exactly. Yeah, he could have done
But
that.
no, instead Harry asks Otto to give him Spider-Man for the tritium, and like
Why
a
didn't
complete
Otto do that,
idiot, he
though?
agrees. Meanwhile,
Like,
Peter's
how
heading
can
home when
Harry
he runs
stop
into a
offering
burning
getting
building
tritium?
and heads inside to save a trapped child.
Even though Peter's out of his car, he's still doing the right thing. He has this
Jesus
skill.
Christ, man, how hard did you throw that kid? And if that's not bad enough, Spider-Man is actually saved by that same 4-year-old girl. But after learning there was someone who didn't make it out, Peter decides it's time to stare blankly out of a window for a bit.
Am I not supposed to have what I want? What am I supposed to do?
Well, not talking to yourself would be a good start.
Again, this movie really
Would you
doesn't
like a
identify
piece
what
of
Peter
chocolate
wants
cake?
and needs.
No, it's a trick, Peter.
Does Peter need to be Spider-Man? Or
I mean, look at her. She is so on drugs.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, suspect. But yeah, like I said, this movie is really emotional as it really shows the conflict that Peter Parker wants and needs. Is Spider-Man, and to answer the question, is Spider-Man a curse or a gift? And in the end of this movie, it's kind of both. Because Peter Parker is really, really just having beat himself down in this movie. Oh man, Tobey Maguire, you're really good. But I still think Tom Holland's my personal favorite Spider-Man on a personal level. He still has those dilemmas too, while still being in continuity with the MCU. But anyway,
Look, I'll even prove it to you. Miss, what are you right now?
Hi.
See?
And a glass of milk?
That would be nice.
Peter, I'm betting you it's not from an animal.
Okay.
So after little Miss Anorexic clears up, she lets Peter know that Aunt May left a message, and as it turns out, she's saying fuck you to the government and has begun packing.
And Henry Jackson across the street is giving me a hand, and I'm giving him $5.
$5?
That's like £3.
Yeah, even Sam
Child
Parker
labourers
would
are
be
future
like,
people.
really
They're global
$5?
and work cheap.
Yeah.
Okay. You take Spider-Man's pictures, right?
I used to.
Oh man, if even little kids know Peter took Spider-Man's picture, why hasn't Peter been interrogated by someone yet? You'd think someone would say to themselves, so this fella has the exact same build as Spider-Man, he's the only man to ever get a clear photograph of Spider-Man, and just so happens to share his exact same voice.
No.
Hello? Daily Bugle? I got a shocking revelation as to who your photographer Peter Parker is. He's Spider-Man's twin brother. Hello?
Yeah, I don't
Never
think
guess who he
even the
wants
New
to
York
be.
Times, if you
Well,
told them
considering who we're just
Spider-Man's
talking
in
about,
this universe, I don't think
you don't say.
Well, he knows a hero when he sees one.
So Peter decides it's time for Spider-Man to make a comeback as he heads up on a rooftop with a look of determination on his face.
Oh yeah, this scene is really funny.
Shit, I'm sure.
Come on, Peter, let's go. Come on, Peter.
Come on, Peter.
Yeah. You can do it, baby.
You can do it. Yes.
Woo! You guys probably can't see it that
you're doing it. Oh, wait, the anti-gravity is on.
Oh boy.
That's right, Boo. You did it. You beat him.
Peter, you okay? I think he's dead.
I don't think. Yep, movie's over. Let's leave.
Well,
I'm out of here.
No, come on.
Yeah, just kidding.
How can you get up after that? How could you simply walk off where only Wile E. fucking Coyote could survive? Maybe if you were still Spider-Man, I'd buy it, but you're supposed to have no powers at this point.
Maybe his powers were still developing it before
Still
the
funny as hell, though.
My bag. Get back on, fat ass. You have to practice. Screw you guys. Hate you guys.
So MJ and Peter meet up in a coffee shop, and something odd is going on here. Anyone remember in my Casino Royale review when I pointed out Eva Green's wacky pupils?
I got a lot of reviews. I got a lot of videos I want to react to.
All you're going to do now is lose more.
Now look at Kirsten Dunst.
I'm saying... I thought I could be there for you, Mary Jane.
So the pair are about to have a smooch, but Peter's spidey sense kicks in as Otto arrives on the scene.
Throwing a car at him, yeah!
Peter Parker.
Well, hang on a minute. Octavius is there to interrogate Peter. Why the hell did you throw a fucking car at him?
Alright, yeah. Peter. Tell me where Spider-Man is or the girl gets it.
Didn't think that through, Rock.
Didn't really think that through, did you?
Nope.
So MJ gets kidnapped.
Again.
And Peter is not pleased.
That makes me mad.
So Otto and Peter take the fight down to a train, but Octopus speeds it up as it edges ever closer to the end of the track. Oh, hang on.
Wait.
The train can go 120 miles per hour?
120 miles per hour?
Why would a train in New York City need to go that fast?
Trust me, I've been on New York subway, but I've never experienced a train subway in New York City.
Money. We reached 120.
Oh,
We're
no.
so
Let's go.
Damn Raymond needs camera work.
Any more bright ideas?
Jeez,
wow,
you're a
jerk.
Asshole. Yeah,
he's only trying to save your life. I got a few. Yeah, it involves using you as an anchor. So Peter manages to stop the train as all the commuters give him the shittest crowd surf imaginable, trying their best not to grab a feel, and look upon him without his mask.
It's good to have you back, Spider-Man.
Yeah, this part was really emotional, too. Whoa.
He's mine!
You want to get to him, you got to go through me.
And me.
Me too.
Don't forget me, ha!
Yeah, get him out of here. Get suspect out of here.
So Otto takes Peter to Harry, and after giving the tritium to Otto, Harry moves in for the kill.
First we'll see who's behind the mask.
Oh, this... Oh, man.
Look into your eyes as you die.
Aw, Peter, why did you have to be Spider-Man? I was hoping you were going to be Louis Walsh. That way I could avenge my father's murderer and kill an annoying prick at the same time.
Okay.
Harry. Where is she? Where is he keeping her?
Why the hell would Harry know? At what point did Octavius ever tell Harry where his base of operations was?
That is a
Nobody
question.
knew. But check this out. Despite the fact that Harry shouldn't know, they edited it in a way to make it look like he knows.
Harry, please, I've got to stop him.
And they cut before I can answer. So we as an audience assume Harry told Peter off screen, which in turn covers up the fact that Harry couldn't have possibly known the answer. Bravo, Remy. You devious bastard. So yeah, Peter arrives at Otto's base, wherever it may be, and Spidey starts to kick some ass.
Yep.
I think you've won, Peter. Look, he isn't even fighting back.
But, Mommy, I don't want to go to school today.
Wait a minute.
What's this? Oh, geez, Kristen Dunst's gonna kick some butt, actually.
Gonna kick some ass.
Yeah.
Go on, girl.
Nope, get out of here.
See, that's what I get for having faith in you. So Peter pulls the plug, but it looks as though the machine isn't stopping. So Peter goes to Otto in hopes of him regaining control over his artificially intelligent tentacles.
I once. You once spoke to me about intelligence.
Oh man, he's got a metal claw wrapped around his neck. Don't you think he should sound a little bit more like, you once spoke to me about intelligence, that it was a gift to be used for the good of mankind? On a different subject matter, do you have something for a sore throat?
That it was a gift to be used for the good of mankind.
A privilege.
Go back to earlier.
Intelligence is not a privilege, it's a gift.
He just totally contradicted himself.
Intelligence is not a privilege, it's a gift.
A privilege.
Make up your mind, man. Is intelligence a gift or a privilege? Whatever
but
it
he
is,
still
you
realizes
clearly
in
don't
this
have
really
much of
great
it.
scene when
So
he's doing
MJ
it
finds
wrong.
out Spider-Man's identity, and after gawping at each other for a bit, we get the funniest reaction shot in cinema history. Get ready for it in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yes.
Fuck Fuzzroda. There's the true power
and that's
of voice.
been on the internet, on social
I mean, that's the first Bilbo should have
That
pulled in
is the
Fellowship of the
social
Ring.
media platform facing.
So Otto comes to his senses and tears down the machine, only to go down with it himself, as Peter and MJ retreat to safety. And God only knows what that web is connected to. So, yeah, now that MJ knows Peter is Spider-Man, it should alleviate some tension. Sure, it wasn't what Peter had in mind, but maybe some good can come of this. This is the first chance the two of them can be 100% honest with each other. I mean, it's not as if MJ knew all along or anything.
I think I always knew. All this time.
Okay.
Gosh. Music to my ears. So after Peter says the two can't be together for the 10 billionth time, we cut back to Harry as he senses something close.
Who's that? Son. I'm here. Be strong, Harry.
Revenge me. Another Willem Dafoe moment, like from the first movie. Oh, revenge me! No!
Ah, yes, we get another Willem Dafoe slow-mo moment.
I love Willem Dafoe.
So Harry finds Norman's Green Goblin supplies. Even the formula, which seems odd considering we never saw Norman make another batch, as we cut to MJ's wedding where she plays runaway bride leaving her now not husband stood up at the altar. Oh yeah, no talk with the guy to explain.
Yeah, I almost forgot about this scene. I almost. Why did he leave him at the altar? Why did he just leave him at the altar without telling him he's not ready to be married? She doesn't want to marry him. That's not her final decision. I mean, if I said that to the woman I got married without telling her, yeah, that would not be the right thing to do. That would be a jerkish thing to do, and I can see why people call Mary Jane a jerk in these movies, but though it doesn't get worse until Spider-Man 3, though. Oh boy, that movie, but Spider-Man 3 is not that bad. But Mary Jane, that movie, when we get to that movie, she was gonna be really irritating.
How you felt or that you couldn't go through with it. No, just leave him there. He'll be alright. It's not as a guise of emotions or anything.
Yeah.
So, MJ, what's your reasoning for all of this?
Had to do what I had to do.
You ungrateful bitch! Well, whilst I'm at it, so MJ shows up at Peter's door, so now that the two are together, maybe finally they can consummate their relationship.
You shouldn't be here.
Good God, Peter, can't you just play along? She wants to have sex with
Okay,
you.
I don't
Can't
think
you
that's
just be
the
an
real
inconsiderate,
reason.
sex-starved jerk for once in your miserable
Okay,
life?
okay,
Just do it already.
They got it.
They got to first base. So a siren wails in the background as Peter's off to fight some more bad guys with his lady by his side who'll support him through thick and thin. Though she'll draw the line at eyeliner. The end. So yeah, that's Spider-Man 2. And despite prejudices against MJ, this really is a fantastic movie. First, let's look at the cast, and all of the actors from the first film continue to shine here. Tobey Maguire truly does make a great Peter Parker, and all of his co-stars make great work of their given characters. James Franco is especially good in this. You can really see the torment that Harry feels over his father's death, and his desire to kill Spider-Man. Even though I never understood why Peter didn't just tell Harry the truth as to what happened. Harry's like, "You killed my father." Why didn't Peter just say, "No, I did not kill your father, he just sort of accidentally killed himself"?
Yeah,
even if Harry did believe him,
enough.
it would have made more sense for him to at least try to explain what happened, but he never does. Now, the supporting cast do a fine job here too, but J.K. Simmons as Jameson steals the show here for me.
I'm so glad
He's
they got
such a
J.K.
delight
Simmons
to
back
watch,
for the
and I
Tom
can't
Holland
imagine
Spider-Man
anyone else
movies.
playing him. How you can make a character so full of himself and so likeable at the same time is just testament to great acting. If Jameson ever makes future appearances in Spider-Man movies, they gotta get Simmons to play him again. I can't imagine anyone else doing him justice. So returning cast members aside, I gotta say there is a distinct lack of any new ones. Sure, there are a few new characters, but apart from Otto, they all feel underdeveloped. You take Otto's wife, for example. How come she didn't play a larger role? Sure, she died, but Otto shows little to no grief over this. There is literally one line about her after her death. You'd think someone as important as a wife would play a bigger impact upon your motives. Unless of course you were a cold, heartless dick, but as privy to the scenes the two of you shared, you could tell they cared for one another. So that was odd. Another character that you'd think would play a bigger role is the astronaut. Now, Nostalgia Critic already mentioned this in one of his own videos, but this guy is Jameson's son, MJ's boyfriend, and a bloody astronaut. And all that considered, I honest to God can't even remember his name. Seriously, Mr. Aziz was more developed than him. I'm not joking. And he was only in the movie for the first 5 minutes. So yeah, pointless characters aside, I can't really fault this film otherwise. The facts are spectacular, the special effects, whilst sometimes dated, are pretty damn impressive for 2004, and Sam Raimi's camera work is astonishingly good. How he gets these kind of shots is beyond me. He is a wizard behind the lens. Then you got the film's sense of humour, which I really like. I think they captured the right amount of goofy here. Spider-Man 3, they went a little overboard. Okay, maybe they sunk the ship with that one, but here you can still laugh at the absurdity of what's being said, and you can tell the cast were having fun with what they were given. Now, I hear many consider Spider-Man 2 to be the best in the trilogy. Do I agree?
It is.
Honestly, I find it hard to say. I think I hold all the films in equal regard. Yes, even the third one. I'm one of the few people who actually liked it. Emo Peter and all. Though if you are looking for the most complete, well-rounded film with a little bit of everything, yeah, Spider-Man 2 takes the cake. It's action-packed, it's funny, it's sad, and its villain is especially good. Alfred Molina makes a fantastic Doc Ock. He plays it all wise and friendly as Otto and all threatening and smarmy as Doc Ock. That's not to mention he's right up there with the likes of Hugh Laurie at getting rid of his British accent. I wish I could do that.
MCU,
so yeah, Spider-Man 2 is brilliant. It's definitely a contender for the best superhero movie ever, and it's easily a worthy successor to the 2002 film that started it all. If you haven't seen it yet, you're missing out. Now, as said, it is a stupid movie. And if you don't believe me, maybe this will help. To play us out, I present to you the many faces of Spider-Man 2. Till next time.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man takes a dump in a coffee can.
Oh man. So that was the Unusual Suspects review of of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, the sequel to the first Spider-Man movie, and man, this was an even better review. I could not stop laughing throughout this review. Like I said throughout these videos, Your Usual Suspect is a fantastic editor, and I can tell this is the first video where he starts using his green screen jokes. It's really, really natural here, and I really like it. As for the movie Spider-Man 2, yeah, like he said, it's great. It's emotional. It's sad. You know, it makes you care for Peter Parker, and it's one of my favorite. And again, Tobey Maguire is my second favorite Spider-Man, and of course, Tom Holland's my personal favorite. Even though sadly a lot of people hate that version, but you know that's sadly the world these days. But oh man, this review was so fun this video was really fun to do. So the next video I'll be doing is his review of Spider-Man 3. That one's gonna be quite a disappointing movie, but I'm sure he's gonna have a lot of fun tearing it to shreds. Unusual Suspect, you did a great job. At Tobey Maguire, you will always be great at Spider-Man. You and Tom Holland and Josh Keaton. Great job. Alright, well, see you in the next video, and if you like my video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more content, and see you in the next video. Bye. Goodbye, everyone.